Oh boy. Sheldon and Cunningham are getting into it.
Sophie Cunningham didn't clock in for basketball on June 17th. She clocked in for war.
That's what this is right here, getting even.
One claw across Caitlin Clark's eye, one blindside blast that pancaked the rookie onto the hardwood, and a routine regular season matchup erupted into WNBA Fight Night. Indiana still beat Connecticut 88-71, yet the score felt secondary. Cameras, commentators, and a sold-out Gainbridge Fieldhouse locked on the Fever's brand-new security chief, a 6-footer in a ponytail whose job description had quietly expanded to personal bodyguard. Caitlin Clark entered the league on a tidal wave of hype unseen since Taurasi's rookie year. Her college 4-point range and record viewership followed her straight to Indianapolis, where ticket prices tripled and national networks scrambled to grab Fever games for prime time. But stardom paints a neon bullseye. Veterans itching to guard their turf and rookies chasing clout decided the quickest route to a headline was through Clark's ribcage. Hip checks, forearms, and accidental elbows piled up. Refs, wary of overprotecting a newcomer, swallowed whistles. The message to opponents was clear: rough her up, pay no tax. Sophie Cunningham took that memo personally. Mid-third quarter, everything boiled over. J.C. Sheldon shadowed Clark in a suffocating press. When Clark curled over a screen, Sheldon lunged, missed the ball, and raked Clark's right eye. Contact lens dislodged, no whistle. Clark nudged her for space. Hardly a foul. Marina Mabry, seeing only the push, charged from the wing and dumped Clark to the floor. Tina Charles wagged a finger inches from Clark's face. The crowd gasped, benches emptied, but one blonde blur reached the scrum first. Cunningham wrapped Sheldon, shoved Mabry off the pile, and glared at every Sun jersey in sight. A trio of technicals followed, yet no one was ejected. The building vibrated. The game had morphed into a test of nerve. 41 seconds later, still fuming, Sophie planted herself between Clark and the rim. Sheldon drove. Cunningham slid, wrapped, and dragged her down like a wrestling takedown. The extra beat she held on shouted louder than any trash talk. "Cross, Caitlin, you answer to me?" Officials finally tossed both players. Sophie jogged toward the tunnel, smirking, high-fiving fans as if she'd just drained a dagger 3. The Fever ignited a 14-2 run, closed the quarter, and delivered an emphatic win. Online, the clip of Sophie's hit exploded under the hashtag #EnforcerSophie. By sunrise, the replay center rewound every camera angle. Mabry's tech became a flagrant 2 and $400 fine, the maximum without suspension. Cunningham's rap drew a flagrant 2 and an undisclosed 4-figure penalty. Sheldon's flagrant one stood. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert insisted the process worked, yet message boards erupted. If that's justice, why does Clark still leave every game with scratches? Coaches muttered about consistency, front office suits whispered about optics, and every roster quietly updated scouting notes. Foul Clark, trigger Cunningham. TikTok editors went wild. Sophie photoshopped into Secret Service suits, slow-mo body checks cut to Avengers soundtracks. Her locker room selfie, bruised cheek, caption, "worth it," pulled 500,000 likes in 6 hours. But her fury wasn't born overnight. At Missouri, she shattered the scoring record while earning a Taekwondo black belt. Phoenix vets nicknamed her Chaos Coordinator for diving on every 50-50 ball. Indiana traded for her edge, and from day one she vowed, "I've got Caitlin's back." Analytics reveal why. Clark draws top 5 contact in the league, yet ranks 17th in free throws. The imbalance fueled Sophie's explosion. The internet crowned her for it. Inside Fever practice, the vibe now borders on defiant swagger. 1 foul equals 5 responses. Reserve guard Grace Berger joked. Opponents feel it too. Scouting reports carry a new caution line: box out Cunningham immediately. Networks smell drama, adding super slow-mo cams for rematches. The league tests an instigator clause, yet some insiders admit Sophie's mere presence already reduces cheap shots. Deterrence polices better than whistles. Defenders weighing a forearm no longer fear only the ref's whistle. They fear a viral collision with jersey number 9. Would the bodyguard act be praised if Cunningham protected Steph Curry? In the NBA, enforcers like Oakley and Draymond are woven into folklore. Toughness is brand value. In the women's game, identical behavior gets labeled dirty. TV panels argue tone, while YouTube compilations of Clark Cunningham moments now dwarf playoff highlight reels. The league stands at a crossroads: lean into heated rivalries and risk purist backlash, or legislate every hard screen and risk draining drama. Inside locker rooms, most veterans appreciate the deterrent. One Sun reserve admitted, "Less cheap stuff now?" You feel that ponytail coming. Front offices do the math. Clark's sponsorships, ticket sales, and merchandise represent millions. Sophie's fines are rounding errors, protecting a massive investment. Yet a wave of new fans, especially the teens binging TikTok highlight loops, parse Sophie's fury through a different lens: empowerment. They see a woman defending a teammate with the same ferocity Oakley once reserved for Jordan, and it reframes bruising play as ownership rather than intimidation. If the W can bottle that narrative, star brilliance paired with unapologetic protection, the league could flip the double standard on its head, turning Cunningham's glare into a rallying cry instead of a cautionary tale. One careless swipe across Caitlin Clark's eye didn't just spark a scuffle, it triggered a full-blown reckoning the league can't ignore. Sophie Cunningham drew a jagged crimson line through the paint and challenged every roster in the W cross it and brace for whiplash. Some pundits brand her a headhunting outlaw, others hail her as the guardian angel women's hoops secretly needed. But amid the noise, hard numbers tell the real story. Post-game highlight views cleared 1 million in a day, Cunningham-branded merch vanished from online carts in under an hour, and rival scouting reports now lead with one mantra: find the 9 before you find Clark. That ripple is already morphing into tidal force. Inside league offices, policy wonks debate whether to tighten flagrant rules or lean into the drama. Executives glimpse a lucrative path where rivalries feel raw, personal, and impossible to skip. Advertisers, once slow to shell out for women's sports, suddenly see an ecosystem buzzing with viral conflict and record-breaking viewership. Even casual NBA fans peek over the fence, curious to see whether a self-appointed bodyguard can tilt a professional league's balance of power. On the floor, the calculus has changed overnight. If you're a defender, every reckless shove now carries a Sophie tax, bodily consequences, plus a week of meme humiliation. If you're a budding superstar, you just learned the price of being protected might be sharing the spotlight with your protector. And if you're the WNBA itself, you're staring at a high-stakes fork in the road. Sanitize the product until the pulse flatlines, or embrace the chaos and let controlled combustion drive unprecedented growth. But the biggest shift may be cultural. Young fans binge-watching TikTok edits don't see dirty play. They see unapologetic loyalty, power reclaimed on their terms. For a generation hungry for authenticity, Cunningham's glare is less cautionary tale, more rallying cry. Guard what matters and don't apologize for the bruises. Bottle that energy, and the W could finally shatter the double standard, proving ferocity and finesse can coexist and sell out arenas just fine. So buckle up. The next defender who mistakes a forearm shiver for easy clout won't just meet Clark's limitless range, they'll slam into the firewall wearing number 9, a living highlights reel of retribution, convinced deterrence deserves its own stat line. In that heartbeat, the choice to contest a shot or collide with Sophie, this season's real power shift will etch itself into league lore. And if you're still skeptical, fine. Tune into the Fever's next game and count how many would-be enforcers suddenly develop a newfound respect for personal space. If you ride with the enforcer, hammer Enforcer Sophie in the comments, smash subscribe, and flick the bell icon, because the next voltage surge could hit before this video finishes hitting your feed.